So I want to give a huge shout out and much love to, could sound extreme, but I would say my civics mother, Miss Clarice Rankins, respectfully, the late Clarice Rankins. She recently passed away, and she played a huge role in my life in regards to introducing me or getting a better understanding and clarification of civics. And I was able to connect with Clarice after I ran for city council, and the individual was that won the council race happened to be the committee member for the Democratic Party for the county of Nashville, Tennessee. And so it was during that time the new council member, the newly elected council member, reached out to me and said, Donovan, in so many words, I really appreciate, admire, and respect, if you will, your zeal to want to get involved in civics. And so I would like for you to, to go after my seat as a committee member for the Democratic Party. I hadn't heard of the a committee member, didn't know what it was, didn't know that that parties had, you know, individuals that advocated for them at a local to national level. And so, but he did say it's an opportunity for us to work together, to get a chance to learn together, and you get a chance to meet your neighbors, and get, deeper into civics. You'll be elected official, so you'll still be going through that process. And so I ended up campaigning to serve as the committee member for the county party in Nashville, and nobody ran against me, I don't think, as a male. And so I ended up getting the seat, and that's the day I met Clarice a few days before the elections had started, if you will, the campaign, because she was the committee member to the woman committee member to the new council member. So the committee members have a male and a female for their district. At least this area did. And so the council member, who wasn't the council member at the time, but the soon to be elected council member, was actually the committee member with Clarice Rankins, and they were committee member district team members for a number of years. And so, because again, he had won the council seat, he introduced me to Clarice, and Clarice and I lived in the same district. And so I had the opportunity to work alongside her, to be, as a committee member. The day that the first day I was elected and went to my meeting for the swearing in for the party, that same day I was voted to be the regional vice chair for the county party. And so the individuals that you see in the picture there, they were committee members of their respective district within the region that I was responsible for, reporting to the vice chair and the chair when it comes to fundraising, getting out to vote, advocacy, and things of that nature, engagement, for the party. And so we did a lot of activities, did a lot of events where we brought elected officials down to a region that would be what one would consider underserved, and just learned a lot of history, about really Democratic Party at the minimum from Clarice. And the beautiful thing I liked about Clarice was she obviously was a person that's been through life, and she was a African American, a black woman, and so with her history in life and coming from that perspective, it was great for me to see and learn and ask questions. And so she's very impactful in the community. Uh, Eventually, I ended up not going to be, going after reelection for the party, and I wanted to take a step back from that aspect and really get more understanding and clarity and access to a community that I served. And so, being a member of the party, there were things that I really couldn't do, and I wanted to make more connections, build more relationships. So I didn't go for reelection, and I ended up meeting, individuals from the opposite party. And if you notice, a lot of my work as of the last few years, it's been really connecting with the opposite party and really making sure that there's access and representation at the table as an American citizen, for a community that I serve and represent and I'm a part of, and things of that nature. And the beautiful thing about it was, as some people gave me a hard time about that, Clarice, um, she was just someone that we still worked on various projects well after that. Clubs United for Progressive Strategy was a nonprofit that we were able to get off the ground. and for a time and help young adults learn about the civics process. The adults, who I believe were 14 to about 24, we did a lot of activities there and in conjunction with the parks and recs for the city. Also had a chance to, Clarice introduced me to Miss Gloria Connelly, and Gloria is the owner of Shay Shay Tours, and Shay Shay Tours is representatives of the late Dr. Ernest Rip Patton. Dr. Ernest Rip Patton was a freedom rider, one of the original freedom riders during the civil rights movement, and he recently passed away. But before he passed away, I was able to be a part of a documentary that was created and hosted at American Baptist College with the help of the great Dr. Phyllis Qualls, Chief of Advancement at American Baptist College in Nashville. And so working with Clarice, Dr. Qualls, of course, Gloria, and Dr. Rip Patton, and some of the students and other individuals of the community to share the story of the Freedom Riders and that experience. I just thank Clarice. And no matter what part of the aisle I was at when it came to my civics journey, I was always able to connect with Clarice. And again, she gave me the good, the bad, and the ugly. We talked and kept it transparent, and she'll be one to roll your eyes at you quick. But again, she always gave me great advice. She loved myself, my wife, and my kids. Just one of our greatest and biggest supporters and mentors, one of my greatest friends. I'm so glad I had a chance to work alongside her, and she introduced me to so many different people. Um, Maybe could be controversy, but I didn't know Justin Jones, now Tennessee Representative Justin Jones. I was still new to Tennessee, and we went to Fisk University, and he wasn't running for office at the time. He's still a younger man. I think he had just graduated from Fisk, and he was rocking and rolling there, shaking things up. So she was a huge fan and advocate of Justin Jones, Representative Justin Jones. And again, for the biggest thing that I could take away from this is just really connecting with people and finding, just being patient with people, and really having emotional intelligence, and so I'm just kind of rambling now, but just want to really thank Clarice for all that she's done in my life, and all the wisdom she's given me, both civically and as an individual. I want to shout out her son, her nephews, her nephew, who I had a chance to connect with, and all the great people that were friends with Clarice. And also want to shout out Kim Troop as well. And I see some friends. Again, I can shout out everybody. I'm not going to do it, but much love, respect to you, and thank you for all that you have done for me and given to me. And I pray that I can continue to make you proud. And may your soul continue to rest in peace.